Namaskar, this is Abhishek Sengupta from Tales and Talks podcast. Friends, managing people needs skill. Recruiting people for any organization, by any organization, is a requirement. But hiring people or recommending people for any company requires that next level of responsibility. And this is finally being done for good 3 decades, almost 27 years by Unison International Consulting. And today we have Mr. Udit Mittal, the founder director, Unison International, with us. He is going to share the broader aspect of recruitment. He shall talk about how the journey of his own has magnified over the time. What are the challenges that he has overcome? What are the challenges that recruitment industry foresees? And accordingly, what is the opportunity that we are going to cater through this possibility? You know how to make your CVs, but do you know what is the right criteria that it gets selected? So you'll be talking all about this. So let us welcome Mr. Udit Mittal. Hi, sir. How are you?
I'm fine. Thanks for giving a nice introduction about me. Abhishek, my journey starts from a small town called Dehradun.
So Dehradun happens to be both of us from the same terrain. Your
Yes.
school was Wellams.
I was in Wellams,
I am from Oak Grove.
and I was in. My parents are there still, but I was there in hostel for about 11 years.
Okay.
So,
So you were into boarding school?
I was in a boarding school.
Fantastic.
Wellam only has boarding; it doesn't have day school. So, I've been a boarder for 11 years. In fact, all my siblings also have been. So my brothers been doing school. My sister was also Wellam girls.
So
So all of
we have visited your school lot many times. It was all about that healthy rivalry. We used to play hockey.
Yeah, I was a school hockey captain.
So possibly you were senior to me.
Yeah.
So it's
Or probably
nice
we
to-
could have crossed paths also. You never know.
You never know. You never know.
So we were crossed paths. So I was from Dehradun, and I did my 12th from Wellams, and then I went into graduate from Bhagat Singh.
So you came to Delhi.
I came to Delhi
So
because
how is this journey from Wellams to Unison? So let us have this entire holistic thought कि आपने ऐसा क्या steps लिए, क्या किया, कैसे था story?
होता क्या है कि एक देहरादून के पास जो सबसे बड़ा टाउन होता है या तो चंडीगढ़ होगा या दिल्ली होगा. So generally Delhi, because my nana nani were here and couple of other people were here. So Delhi was a much more of a proximity town.
Mhm.
So we came to Delhi. I did my graduation from here,
Mhm.
and when I did my graduation, after that, natural thing for a small town person is MBA. उस टाइम और ज़्यादा तो कुछ होता नहीं था कि MBA कर लो. तो so we decided कि MBA करना है. जब तक MBA decide किया, all the colleges admissions were almost closed.
So ये कौन सा year था सर?
This was 1997.
So उस समय MBA was not that मतलब MBA was there.
MBA was the only thing जो लोगों को जानते थे. मतलब इतनी नॉलेज छोटे शहर वालों को इतनी नॉलेज होती नहीं थी कि ये भी कर सकते हैं, कुछ और भी कर सकते हैं, अदर कोर्सेज भी होते हैं. MBA was कि हाँ MBA करना है, मतलब या तो फिर डॉक्टरी कर लो, इंजीनियरिंग कर लो, बट MBA was something that was known and people wanted to do MBA. So MBA सोचा. जब तक MBA का सोचा तब तक ये नहीं पता कि एडमिशन इतना डिफिकल्ट होता है, कि टाइम लाइन्स होती हैं, अप्लाई करना होता है.
Correct.
So जब तक आए पता लगा कि MBA वगैरह सबके एडमिशन जनरली क्लोज हो गए. So there was this new college which was just set up by Delhi University called by Delhi School of Economics. They had two courses. One was MHROD, a Master of Human Resource and Organization Development, and another one was Master of International Business. So somehow there was a couple of seats in MHROD, so I applied and I got through. And I'm an accidental HR because I come from a business family. HR की इतनी चीज़ें उस टाइम नहीं
Correct.
follow करते थे. So it was just understanding. So somehow MHRD happened, and while I was in college, I never thought I thought I'll go back to family business or I'll do something different. But as things kept happening, I wanted to start up a management institute. And this management institute was supposed to be set up in Dehradun with professors from around the world teaching you on video conference.
So that was a big dream those days.
It was a big dream, and उस time कोई करता नहीं था. आज तो video conferences was a normal thing.
Correct.
उस time video conferencing was
Ahead of time.
Ahead of time. So when we did this, that time a lot of management institutes were fake colleges were coming up and going bust. So government made a rule that you have to do put certain amount of cash in the bank, say certain security. So that made the project unviable. And then during that time, we had a family friend called Mr. Arvind Singhal, who was a Technopack MD for Technopack India. Technopack is a leading.
Where was he based out?
Gurgaon.
Gurgaon. Okay.
Delhi, in fact, that time. And Technopack is a leading management consultancy firm in retail, textiles, and this thing. They set up projects. So Mr. Singhal was a family friend. So we went to my father. We went up to him. He said, "Why don't you start up a wrinkle-free washing unit?" Wrinkle-free was again a new process. Like today, you wear a trouser, you don't need to iron it. You wear it.
Correct.
The wrinkles will go away. So he said, "Set up this thing because it's a new thing coming up, and let's do this." So I did entire research. I was in Greater Noida, finding groundwater levels and environment clearances and everything. Everything happened. I mean, it was all set to start off. We were all set to start off. And then I realized Greater Noida is a jungle. I don't want to sit in a jungle.
In those days, it was
a jungle. Today, it's a very well established and a good town. And that time it was completely one corner of the world.
Of the city.
So I said, "Nahi yaar, ye nahi karna." So I went up to Arvind, sir. I said, "Arvind ji, I don't want to do this. This is not what I want to do. I want to do something different." He said, "What do you want to do?" I said, "I want to do recruitment." So he said, I said, "Fine." He said, "Why recruitment?" So I said, "Recruitment because I think I am pretty jugadu. I've helped people. I have people in college.
Raw term,
Yeah. I've helped people, get their internships. I've helped people manage their attendance in college. I can manage people well. I think I'm good at it." And plus, I have friends in other companies who've joined as interns, and they tell me about good stories about how they recruit and how they. So I had friends in Arvind Mills in Ahmedabad who were hiring and all. And I realized it was a very interesting thing. I said, "Okay, fine, go back, think about a name, and come back." So I said, "ठीक है." So I went and I thought about a name. I don't want to put it on this thing how the name came in, but it came through a friend. So then he said, "Okay, fine, this name is okay." And then he said, "Let's add international to it because it'll make it most thing." So we started working with exporters. अब प्रॉब्लम क्या हुआ है एक्सपोर्टर्स का उस टाइम क्या होता था कि वी टू send people but equal amount of money time is required to take out the money from them because exporters somehow were very unorganized. The HR was very unorganized there, and payment taking out payments, and then we soon realized that this is not what I want to do in terms of recruitment for exporters. Then there was a friend of mine called Naveen Singh. He was in Shopper Stop. I was a customer at Shopper Stop and I used to go to him. So Naveen said, "ITC वाले hire कर रहे हैं. Why don't you go and
do the hiring?
Talk to them. They might have something for you." So we landed up in Basant Lok. वहाँ पर ITC land based का office होता था, and met this lady called Miss Mukul Rastogi, who was the HR head that time. She said, "Yeah, you want to hire? Okay, fine. Get me a store manager. If you get me a store manager, we'll start working." ठीक है. We were new. I didn't know कि क्या how to इतना आता नहीं था. Business family से लड़का आ रहे हैं. मतलब we took an office in Panchsheel. There was a
so at that point you took your office.
We took an office.
Okay.
And उसकी बड़ी interesting story है. I took an office and like a brat from a business family. Office ज़्यादा नहीं था. आराम से घूम रहे थे. One day my fiance said, "भाई sir, मेरी salary increase कर दो." मैंने तो करता क्या है? कहता मैं तो आपका ऑफिस मैनेज करता हूँ, आप तो आते नहीं हो. I was so embarrassed and I said, "Listen, I better start going to office." Then I started going to office and then the journey started. So uस time we got a hold of few clients in exports, few clients in retail. Benetton was one client at that time. Then like I told you about this ITC story. So ITC went. So she said, "Please get me a store manager. If you get me a store manager, we start working." That's fine. So we were sitting. So one day I was sitting in office and I was on my phone, and suddenly this guy walks up from Radisson Banquet Sales. Smart guy wearing a green blazer. I still remember. I won't remember his name now, but he walks in. I said, "Listen, are you looking for a job?" He goes, "Yes." I said, "Can you sit for 10 minutes? I'll just finish my call and come." I called him. I said, "Listen, there's opening. ITC वाले एक जो सिगरेट कंपनी है वो अपना एक स्टोर खोल रहे हैं. उनके लिए स्टोर मैनेजर चाहिए. I'm looking for a smart guy who's this thing." So this guy was a well-read guy from some good
institute, possibly.
One public school or something. So then I introduced him to the ITC HR, and they liked him, and they sent him to Calcutta. उस time Calcutta जाते थे.
Correct. Head office उनका वहीं होता.
हाँ, they should fly all candidates to Calcutta. Interviewed, he got selected, and that's the journey. That's how the journey started. And then one position I got, and I the other positions kept coming in. So
Okay.
ITC grew, we grew, and I don't know उस time half the things I did not know, वो चीज़ें कहाँ से आई, candidates कहाँ से आए, I don't know. But position आती थी, candidates अपने आप आते थे, अपने आप वो, it was just a magic happening कि candidates were coming in, we were sending, candidates getting through. It was the most amazing time that was happening कि
अपने आप हो रहा था सब
अपने आप हो रहा था, and I did not even know the difference at that time between logistics and supply chain and things. Final things नहीं पता थे, पता कि यार supply chain है और logistics है, but ये नहीं पता कि उसमें difference क्या होता है, but things started happening. मतलब I can only say it was just magic, and
it was a grace possible.
it was grace, कहीं से कुछ हो रहा था बस, and suddenly things were okay, everything we were growing, ITC was growing. Then क्या हुआ कि the ceiling happened. So there was a ceiling drive in this thing, and we were in a place, we were residential area, so the office had to be moved out.
Mm-hmm.
So we moved to another place.
At that time, something had happened like
so
that.
we were in Panchsheel Park, and we moved to Aurobindo. So Aurobindo's, again, when we went to Aurobindo, someone just told, "Acha, you're doing very well. You're the top 3 recruitment from India." मैंने top 3, मैंने कहा ऐसा तो कुछ किया नहीं है, top 3 कहाँ से होगा?
कितने employees थे उस वक्त आपके पास?
उस time we started with about 2-3 employees, but at that time when we were in Panchsheel, we were about 7 or 8 employees. In Hoskas, Aurobindo, we were about 6 or 7 employees.
Okay. This was how, what tenure कितना हो गया था?
This might be around 2003-4, 2002,
Wonderful,
3-4.
wonderful. 4-5 years ahead.
4-5 years. So top 3 को मैं top 3. We haven't done anything to top 3, but top 3 में आ गए थे, top में होना चाहिए. So then the journey started. Then again, thanks to Technoback, they were moving to Cyber City because Delhi was all unorganized, all seedings happening, चीजें नहीं हो रही थी. So Technoback said that we're taking office, and there is a extra space there next to our office, which DLF wants to give it. If you want to take it, there was about 7,500 square feet space, and huge rent. मतलब here we are paying about 40,000 rupees, वहाँ 4.5 लाख में देना था. तो I said ठीक है, कोई बात नहीं, let's see. I spoke to that. I said let's do it. So we went, we took up the office, and that's where the big journey
happened,
and that's so no looking back after that, and that's where.
And almost now, what it started with retail, if I may say, and then you moved on to the other verticals.
Yeah, so we still are known for retail recruitments.
Yes, majorly.
Majorly retail. Retail means across retail functions, right from a CXO to the fashion consultant level. But we do other industries as well. Today we do consumer durable, we are doing FMCG, we are doing e-commerce, we are doing a couple of, we are doing real estate. So a couple of other industries.
So national, international, both. What
yes.
I think.
So we have clients in India, we have clients in Sri Lanka, Thailand, US, UK, Middle East, a couple of other places.
So you have only one office or based out?
We only have one office. We opened up an office in Bangalore also.
Okay.
At one point in time, but we realized that with so much technology coming in and travel being easy, I think you need to have only one office, and you can.
That's easily manageable.
Yeah, because otherwise the quality goes down.
Okay, wonderful, wonderful, sir. So this is something very, very interesting. Very, very. Your journey is worth for each one of us possibly. If I may see, there has been a 3-decade journey. So last 10 years, what is the major shift that you have seen in the recruitment industry?
So I'll talk about 3 decades only. Actually, 3 decades we've seen 4 recessions, 2 COVIDs. So we had a horrible time, but I think the 3 P's saved us: patience, persistence, and performance. That's saved us. So that's where we are. But the shift is today. It's a different manpower altogether. When we started, the manpower there was a different parameter to hire people and keep people. It was loyalty was considered more. Today it's more disruptive. People want who are disruptors. People don't want yes men. People want people who can make a difference. So things have changed. People and as candidates also, the candidates are asking, what are you going to give me, rather than, what can I do? What I can do for you. So they want to be very clear on what is their take. People are ready to do things differently. They think differently. There is a system that they'll follow. They would want to do things their way. And sometimes, and as a leader myself, I would want to learn from them. A lot of things we would learn from youngsters that what they're doing is right. In fact, we've been practicing something which we think, oh, it's right, but we realize that the new guy comes in and he says, yeah, he's doing it in a particular way. He says, yeah, this is a better way. More, it's more time saving. It is more result oriented. So you start doing that.
It's a shift, basically
It's a
the
shift.
paradigm shift of time.
It's a type.
Time shift.
I think people have started valuing time more.
हाँ
I think वो ये नहीं है कि सीट भरनी है और आदमी रखना है, वो फंडा खत्म हो
वो
गया है
फंडा खत्म हो गया.
कि सीट भरनी. अब वो कहते हैं आदमी आए तो वो आदमी कुछ करे, अगर वो नहीं कर रहा तो वो आदमी हमारे काम का नहीं है. So no one wants yes men. मतलब most companies don't want yes men.
Is it?
Yeah.
If I talk of the yes man or the obedient employee, so people say that yes, there has been there are environments which are at times toxic, but you would see that you are a recruiter yourself, so you would see that yes, कई बार क्या होता है, the environment, people don't fit into that environment, and you know this. Somewhere you would know, because इस ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में बार बार लोग आ जा रहे हैं. उस चीज़ को आप कैसे हैंडल करते हैं?
देखो, जो काम नहीं करना चाहता, जो काम नहीं करता, वही टॉक्सिक होता है. जिसको काम करने का शौक है, हु लाइक्स टू वर्क, विल नेवर बी टॉक्सिक. उसका टाइम ही नहीं होगा टॉक्सिक. वो आएगा, काम करेगा अपना, ही और शी विल गो एंड
अपने आप
अपना रास्ता निकाल लेगा, अपनी चीज़ें कर लेगा. उसको अपना चीज़ें इंपॉर्टेंट है ना. वो काम करने आया, काम करके जाए. जिसको काम नहीं करना, वो टॉक्सिसिटी ही फैलाएगा. उसका काम यही होगा कि दूसरे को कैसे डिस्टर्ब करूँ. हाउ शुड आई टेल द अदर पर्सन दैट यू शुड नॉट वर्क बिकॉज get the standards to a lesser level, so that the parameter becomes less कि मैं भी काम नहीं कर रहा, वो भी नहीं कर रहा, तू भी नहीं कर रहा.
मैं एक डिस्टर्बेंस क्रिएट
करूँ, so organization will not have a clear view on who's performing and who's not performing. So mostly disruption and distractions are caused by people who don't want to work, or
it's an individual problem.
Then secondly, when you hire a person, you need to see the attitude. अगर attitude सही है, क्या होता है, कई बार some people are disruptive, but उनका disruption और they are negative, but उनको if they are caught with work, if they are given the right direction, they could perform and they could improve. But generally toxicity comes with people who do not want to work.
I so agree.
Because for example, हमको कहीं पता नहीं लगता कि कब सुबह हुई, कब शाम हुई. And similarly with a lot of consultants that work for me, they will not even know कि बाहर अंधेरा हो गया है या बाहर बारिश हो रही है, तूफान आ रहा है, because they're so busy in the work.
Correct.
And some people don't know everything कि बाहर गाड़ी का एक्सीडेंट हो गया है, हॉर्न बज रहा है, उसके घर में ये हो गया. Some people don't know everything. So अब वो हम lack of knowledge कह लें या lack of
interest कह लें.
So that becomes
this is very true, sir. In fact, मैंने भी कई सारे organizations में देखा है, which you are talking, it's not the environment, because कोई भी नहीं चाहता मेरी कंपनी खराब हो. Everybody is wanting to raise the bar for their own company, and there are people actually who make it more problematic, what I think.
Yeah. And मेरा simple logic है कि why spit in the plate that you're having your food in.
Absolutely. Very nice.
नहीं काम करना तो मत करो ना यार. मतलब कोई और कर लो ना किसी को कैंडिडेट्स की कमी है, ना किसी को कंपनियों की कमी है. यू हैव टू बी फोकस्ड. एंड घर में इतनी प्रॉब्लम्स है, रास्ते में प्रॉब्लम्स है, यू फाइटिंग द ट्रैफिक एंड कमिंग टू ऑफिस, you have your own set of problems. Why do you want to raise another set of problems within the setup? At least your workplace should be a happy place.
Absolutely.
So I tell my employees, if you're not happy, you should not be here. If you're happy, be here. It should be a happy place.
I'm certain that
if you're not enjoying it, it's
okay.
Let's part ways and be friends outside.
But I am certain that जो लोग आपके साथ काम कर रहे होंगे, they will be the most happiest people in and around.
I guess so, but I can't. मतलब आजकल किसी को कुछ करना बहुत difficult है.
नहीं, वो अलग बात है. But you have been so humble. I have seen you, sir, for good some time. Okay, now coming to one of the most important parts. एक होता है resume, CVs. तो कई बार होता है everybody is making a CV. That's the basic criteria to get a job. So what is your take, sir? How a CV should be made? First, this is my most important question. And what is it that you and your team looks into while selecting a CV from any heap?
तो मैं ना अपनी टीम को हमेशा एक चीज़ बोलता हूँ, बड़ा क्रूड वे में बोलता हूँ कि हर CV को चीख के बोलना चाहिए कि मुझे आई शुड बी हायर्ड. अगर वो CV चीख के नहीं बोल रहा कि मेरे को नौकरी चाहिए या मेरे को आई वांट टू बी हायर्ड, देन वो CV नहीं है. सो अब वो चीख कैसे पैदा होती है? चीख कैसे पैदा होती है कि कहीं भी आपका CV जाता है, recruitment is everyone wants to recruit, but for a business head, that's the last thing on the mind. He wants to recruit, but he will spend the least amount of time in recruiting. उसके CV पहुंचेगा, 10 सेकंड में बोल देगा, I want to hire this person, I don't want to hire the person.
उसके लिए क्या बेसिक क्या मतलब what कैसा रिफ्लेक्शन होना चाहिए?
तो अगर आपके सीवी में पहले पेज पे अगर आप इम्पैक्टफुल नहीं, मेरा ये कहना है कि अगर आपका पेज पहला पेज इम्पैक्टफुल नहीं है, बिकॉज उसने 10 किसी ने भी बिजनेस हेड ने सीईओ ने आपका सीवी पहले पेज पे देखना है, बिकॉज उनके पास 10 20 50 सेकंड हैं जिन्होंने सीवी देखना है, अगर वो सीवी ढंग से एंड दे नीड टू से कॉल हिम फॉर इंटरव्यू और नॉट कॉल हिम फॉर इंटरव्यू, ओके. और वंस दे, सो द फर्स्ट पेज हैज टू बी वेरी इम्पैक्टफुल. You have to be very clear what you're writing. You can't write all the gyan and say and your work experience later. So you have to put your CV in a proper way. You need to put your company, what you're working. You need to put your profile very clearly. It should be written very articulately on what you're saying. Giving normal jargons like I want to make a career 5 years like this, that has no relevance. One, you need to put, if you have a hobby, suppose you're a biker, you do some hobby issue, because it makes it sure that you're a team player, you're passionate, you like something, you're crazy about something. अगर आप crazy एक चीज़ के लिए भी नहीं होगे तो काम के लिए भी कभी crazy नहीं होने वाले. So you have to have a hobby. ये मेरी thought process है. People may differ with me. And secondly, the CV has to be very articulately written, very clearly written, very crisp. The points have to be crisp. What every business head needs 5 points that they want to before the interview. You should have written those 10 points, जिसमें से 5 पॉइंट वो उठा सके.
करेक्ट.
कोई भी आपकी प्रोफाइल
उसके रेलेवेंस से
होने चाहिए. वो 10 पॉइंट लिखे हैं, 5 पॉइंट उसके रेलेवेंस से होने चाहिए. अगर वो नहीं होंगे तो आप ऑब्वियसली शॉर्टलिस्ट नहीं होगे. तो देन सेकेंडली द CV quality has to be good. If the CV is going in a paper format, if you're going for an interview, you can't take out a CV from a pocket and say this is my CV. It has to be properly. You need to respect yourself because that reaches first. Your CV reaches first. आप तो बाद में पहुँचोगे ना.
The presentation
has to be very good. If your presentation is poor, obviously your CV may not
obviously,
and you might lose a good candidate. So that's where it is.
So जब आपके पास आ गया कोई CV, तो आपने उसमें से 5 CVs को देखा, then you send it to the required company. Now does your team talk to the people? पहले उनसे बात करते हैं. How is it like?
So we have a process where we talk to the candidates. We are supposed to do a video call.
Okay.
Either meet them in person.
So they do meet you in person?
Yeah.
Your team? Okay.
So if people are available in and around Delhi, they'll meet us in person. Otherwise, we do a video call. The video call is a compulsory thing for us. So that at least we have done a video call and video interviewed the candidate. And once done, we make something called as a candidate assessment sheet. In that assessment sheet, we put our comments and say this is what we think about the candidate and this is why you should hire or not hire him. And that's how we recommend the candidate. Okay. Also, what we also do is we also see the company's previous background or kind of companies that they're hiring from, kind of people they hire. So while recommending a candidate, we definitely keep that in mind that
the relatable factor
कि at least some kind of data needs to be understood कि ऐसे लोग survive करेंगे, ऐसे लोग survive नहीं करेंगे इस environment.
ये क्या होता है? मतलब कैसे पता लगता है?
For example, if the company requires people to be very hands-on. And there's a person who's a good talker, who's smart, everything is good, but he's not a hands-on person. He will not survive. So you need to understand.
So the right marriage is important.
Right marriage is important.
Right marriage is important. Wonderful. Now we are talking on the deep root of understanding this conceptualization of making a CV and how it is getting selected. Coming down to the most important part, there are certain people who by any means or any possibilities must have lost their jobs and are frequent job changes. So do they have the probability to get into a proper company if they are frequent job changes?
डिपेंड करता है कि जॉब चेंज के रीज़न क्या है. कई लोगों के एक्सीडेंटल होते हैं, कई लोगों के उनका they think that salary,
they have a habit or something.
They want to increase the salary. But more and more companies are becoming very careful. They don't want to hire people who are frequent job changers and they have no reason to prove it, or they're trying to increase the money. Problem क्या है, with every job change you expect a 20, 15, 20, 30% increase and your salary becomes exorbitant because you've changed multiple jobs. Correct. And then you want that salary. Whereas आपकी realistic salary अगर आप normally organically grow करते तो उसकी शायद 50% होती है, 70% होती. So companies are wary of that. Companies do not want to hire talent which is changing jobs every 6 months, 1 year. So companies are now more and more getting very clear on that. They want to have people who are stable. At least out of the 3 jobs or 4 jobs, 2 jobs should have been stable. And that's how things are working.
Wonderful.
Out. But there is a job for everyone. It could be a matter of cost and it could be a matter of company. So ऐसा नहीं है कि इंडिया में जॉब नहीं है. People, if someone wants to work, there is a job. But if someone don't want to work, वो कभी मिलेगी.
Correct.
मतलब there is no there's not ideal job नहीं है कहीं, बल्कि ऐसी नहीं है
कभी
कि
भी नहीं हो
आपको, हाँ
सकती,
वो कभी
कभी भी
होगी
नहीं
नहीं,
हो
आपको थोड़ा कॉम्प्रोमाइज़ करना पड़ेगा,
बिल्कुल।
थोड़ा कंपनी करेगी, थोड़ा आप करेंगे।
थोड़ा आप कर सो आजकल जैसे हाइब्रिड कल्चर है, हाइब्रिड वर्किंग कल्चर, सो पहले के मुकाबले वेयर पीपल वर गोअर्स टू ऑफिस एंड नाउ इट इज मोर ऑफ अ हाइब्रिड कल्चर, सो इज देयर अ मेंटल शिफ्ट ऑफ द एम्प्लॉय हु आर इनटू द हाइब्रिड मोड, जो हाइब्रिड का काम कर रहे हैं वो हाइब्रिड ही करना चाहते हैं या वो आउट ऑफिस गोअर बनना चाहते हैं? ऐसा कुछ है? व्हाट इज योर स्टडी?
देखो, हाइब्रिड, बहुत लोग हाइब्रिड करना चाहते हैं, और बहुत लोग जो हाइब्रिड कर रहे हैं बहुत दिनों से,
वो भागना चाहते हैं
वो
उससे।
वापस आना चाहते हैं। Yesterday I got a girl coming to our office and said she was in Kanpur or somewhere, and she said I want to join. मैंने I gave her the worst case scenario, ऐसा होगा ऐसा होगा। She said yeah I want to join back. I just want to join back. Why? You are sitting at home, सैलरी उतनी मिल रही है, क्या करना? नहीं, I am tired. I want to be out of the house. So people are now frustrated. A lot of people who are, so it's two sides of the coin. जो नहीं है वो कहते हैं अच्छा घर बैठ के
घर बैठ के यार।
आराम करेंगे, अच्छा करेंगे। कई कहते हैं जो घर बैठ गए वो कहते हैं बहुत बैठ लिए, मम्मी पापा ने सर में
और काम दे दिया।
और काम दे दिया, कर दिया, वो हो गया। सेकेंडली, जहाँ तक यंगस्टर्स की बात है, और जहाँ और पीपल हु आर कमिंग फ्रॉम वेरी हम्बल बैकग्राउंड, वो भी है कि द हाउसेज आर स्मॉल। सो अनलाइक उसमें क्या होता है कि उसी रूम में पापा टीवी भी देख रहे हैं, मम्मी खाना भी बना रही हैं, काम भी आपका ढंग से नहीं हो रहा है, एफिशिएंसी भी निकल पा रही। सो लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स, चैलेंजेस ऑफ दैट आल्सो स्टार्ट हैपनिंग। सो डिपेंड करता है कि हाउ यू वांट टू टेक योर करियर, हाउ यू वांट टू अंडरस्टैंड इट। सो इट इज बोथ वेज, some people want to do a hybrid thing, some people don't want to, but India is still not very, unless there is a very job which requires numbers, a very scientifically defined कि ये करना है या नहीं करना है। हाइब्रिड में लोग थोड़ा गड़बड़ कर जाते हैं
definitely।
मतलब हमारे लिए, फॉर एग्जाम्पल हाइब्रिड डजंट वर्क।
absolutely। so I know someone, वो हमेशा कहते हैं कि यार जो जाता है उनको बोलते हैं यार तुम्हारा कितना अच्छा है, तुम रोज जाते हो, और जो जेंटलमैन रोज जा रहे हैं वो ऑन द कॉन्ट्ररी ये कहते हैं यार यू आर नॉट फेसिंग द ट्रैफिक एवरी डे विच वी आर फेसिंग। So it is a controversy in between.
See, traffic is one
part.
Horrible thing that is happening, and I think that is the only reason for hybrid. But
correct.
But going to office, dressing up, meeting new people, dressing up, going out, it is very important.
That's the reason offices are made.
Yeah, life is going on. This was a customary thing that was happening. If something you can do better, if there's a better way of doing it, if there's time saved, for example, hybrid है, तो 4 दिन ऑफिस आ जाओ, 1 दिन कर लो, या किसी दिन ट्रैफिक ज़्यादा है उस दिन कर लो, दैट इज अ डिफरेंट थिंग। बट अब आप कहो कि 5 दिन हाइब्रिड या 5 पूरे घर से ही काम करना है, बिकम स्लाइटली, बिकॉज यू विल स्टार्ट बिकमिंग लेजी, यू विल स्टार्ट थिंग्स विल स्टॉप हैपनिंग फॉर यू, बिकॉज कुछ पता ही नहीं आपको क्या दुनिया में क्या हो रहा है।
मुझे तो ऐसा लगता है सर, मैं जिन लोगों को देखता हूँ जो हाइब्रिड कर रहे हैं या घर से काम कर रहे हैं, दे आर नॉट हैप्पी। आई पर्सनली हैव सीन, आई डोंट नो अबाउट द universal mass, but people who are there, who are working for some time, they get irritated because of the additional responsibility and people take them for granted. This is a major challenge.
वो भी है, बट ठीक है, देखो अगेन दोनों ही पहलू हैं। आप किसी हाइब्रिड वाले पूछोगे वो बहुत खुश भी हो सकता है, और किसी ऑफिस वाले पूछोगे वो भी बहुत दुखी भी हो सकता है। तो ये तो
चलता ही रहता है,
अपना चॉइस है कि आप क्या करना चाहते हो। बट both are, I think, both are ways of living. I think it's a new way of living.
You have to adapt
to it, and a mix of both is actually a good thing. But completely आप कहो कि पूरा ऑफिस ही जाओ या पूरा हाइब्रिड करो, वो may not be
at times possible.
हाँ, but certainly when you're choosing a job, you should choose something which is near your office, or travel time is less. I've seen people coming to Noida, to Gurgaon, to come from Noida to work. I don't think so. They're doing a good job. They're not doing good to themselves.
Actually, because productivity is affected.
One, they're on the road, the traffic, and secondly on the health. And third, the productivity obviously goes down. जब तक पहुँचोगे you're almost finished.
Correct. This is a challenge.
So I think they need to understand that.
So sir, this is a very serious challenge that we have figured out. People who are touching 50, they are forcibly asked at points to retire. So this has come up as an issue, and this is across all industries, or for that matter anywhere where it can be replaced with energy, not with experience but energy. What is your take on this?
I don't agree with you completely, but since you're saying, I'm sure you have data to back that up. There are people who have not who only have डन, उन्होंने क्या किया, खाली जिंदगी में नौकरी करी और कुछ नहीं किया, वही जा रहे हैं. अगर आप, if you have a hobby, if you have been doing things rightly, if you build something for yourself, if you have extra things that you are doing apart from work, I think ये आपको प्रॉब्लम नहीं आएगी. जो लोग बिल्कुल एकदम वो कहते हैं ना घोड़े की नाल बांध के नौकरी पे लग रहे हैं, उन्होंने कोई लाइफ ही नहीं है, कोई उन्होंने ना फैमिली लाइफ है ना वो कुछ लाइफ है, बिल्कुल लगी जा रहे हैं और कुछ नहीं कर रहे. आई थिंक दोज पीपल आर, बिकॉज दे नॉट डूइंग व्हाट इज हैपनिंग इन एनवायरनमेंट. सो यू अपग्रेड योरसेल्फ, शार्पन योर एक्सेस. आप कोई किताब नहीं पढ़ते, आपको पता नहीं दुनिया में क्या हो रहा है, आप तो उनके साथ ही प्रॉब्लम आ रही है. आप कोई कोर्सेज कर लो, मतलब कोई सपोज मार्केटिंग वाले हैं, मार्केटिंग में अगर आप डिजिटल कोर्सेज कर लो, आप डू समथिंग सोशल मीडिया, यू हैव इंस्टा अकाउंट. आपके इंस्टा अकाउंट को मैं नहीं बनाऊंगा इंस्टा अकाउंट, बिकॉज मेरा तो ऐसा तरीका है. दैट इज नॉट द वे ऑफ लिविंग.
यू हैव टू बी विद टाइम,
यू हैव टू बी विद टाइम, यू हैव टू बिलीव इन टाइम. सी थिंग्स आर मूविंग विद टाइम, यू हैव टू दिस थिंग. आप कपड़े को मैं ऐसी वो चेक शर्ट ही पहनता हूँ या मैं ऐसी पहनता हूँ, इस रंग की तो मैं ऐसी ही पहनूंगा, या मैं पैंट ही पहनता हूँ, तो that is not, if your jeans are required, jeans are required. I'm saying you have to move with time. You can't look like a furniture in the office lying that wasted furniture. So people who are not upgrading themselves are facing the challenge. And people who unfortunately have to leave the job because of certain age criteria in the company, there are a lot of fractional roles coming because their experience is so important. They can go in companies which are young startups and everything, where the experience could be valued and they could be very big assets for them. So दोनों है कि 50 के बाद आपको एक्सपीरियंस भी हमको मिल रहा है
चाहिए.
इनफैक्ट मैं मोर एंड फोर आई रियलाइज कि आई नीड सम पीपल एट दैट एज फॉर माई कंपनी टू गिव दैट मैच्योरिटी, बिकॉज यंगस्टर्स एंड दे आर जस्ट गोइंग ऑन फुल थ्रॉटल विदाउट रियलाइजिंग कि क्या हो रहा है, नॉट वैल्यूइंग थिंग्स, नॉट वैल्यूइंग बेसिक थिंग्स. सो आई थिंक समटाइम्स यू नीड मैच्योर पीपल टू आल्सो कम एंड टेल देम लिसन, stop, hold, breathe, now go, accelerate. So they're not doing that. So they need to, so there is place for both. But again, my suggestion to anyone who's crossing 50 or whatever, upgrade yourself. Not necessarily कि आपको जिम जाना है, but clothing है, कैसे कहाँ है, क्या हो रहा है, what is happening in the environment, courses, some courses that they need to do, something.
Basically, you could not give up.
Yeah, not give up and
complain.
And 50 is no age. Yeah, people are working at 70 also.
Absolute.
People work at 80 also. So
Absolutely.
you're fit. If you're fit and you can work, people are doing that. My father is 80 or he's still working and he's more efficient than any of us. So things are
very nice.
A lot of people, हमारे fathers हैं, हमारे parents हैं, they are still more healthier, efficient, more उनका हिसाब हमसे ज़्यादा अच्छा होता है. So maybe your job might change, your skills might change, but there is everything. There is a place for you.
Wonderful,
And,
wonderful.
And in fact, a lot of startups require these kind of mature people, because startups में everyone is youngster, everyone is going on a full throttle. There is no science behind it. Sometimes you need people as speed breakers who will say, listen, this is another way of doing it. We did it in our time. This is your way. Let's mix it.
Wonderful.
The approach could be much better.
Fantastic.
Yeah, so I would think that.
You are talking very, very sensible on this point. I personally feel there was a mind block कि मेरे को यार नौकरी नहीं मिलती, 50 साल में नौकरी जाती है, मेरे को कोई रिक्रूट नहीं कर रहा. Look for people who are recruiting you.
हाँ, और नौकरी में अगर आपको है, समटाइम्स यू हैव टू गेन अ ब्रेक. सी आई ऑलवेज से वो गुलेल वाला चक्कर है ना कि अगर आपको नौकरी नहीं मिल रही तो सैलरी कम कर लो ना. आपको सैलरी भी वो चाहिए, आपको इंक्रीमेंट भी चाहिए उसी सैलरी पे, आपको नहीं मिल रही तो आप कम मिनिमाइज योर लॉसेज. सो इफ यू आर अनएम्प्लॉयड फॉर 6 months, योर सैलरी, सपोज योर सैलरी इज 10 lakh rupees and you unemployed for 6 months, वो 6 months की सैलरी माइनस हो जाएगी ना.
Actually.
आप उसको तो देख नहीं रहे, आप अपनी उस पर भी आप 10 lakhs ही सोच के और उस पर आगे मांग रहे हो, तो आप कम पे आ जाओ ना.
रीस्टार्ट करो.
या रीस्टार्ट करो, एंड रीस्टार्ट में कम बैक विद मच, डोंट मेक द सेम मिस्टेक्स दैट यू डन.
आई थिंक पर्सनली सर, जो लोग बिजनेस करते हैं वो जीवन में कई बार रीस्टार्ट करते हैं.
हाँ,
वो कई बार जीरो पे जाते हैं.
इतने स्टार्टअप्स की जो हिस्ट्री है वो सब है, कितने फाउंडर्स हैं जिन्होंने दे फेल्ड, दे स्टार्टेड अगेन, दे फेल्ड अगेन, दे स्टार्टेड अगेन, दे and today they are successful. So a lot of them, there are so many successful stories on that. People have gone to people have gone down to the dogs and then yet come back and they are winners today. People are actually talking and writing about them. So I think there is no starting and stopping. It is just that you have to sometimes come back, breathe, re-evaluate yourself and go back again and strike.
Cool. This is 50. Coming to the new generation, we call them Gen Zs, we call them very many things, and we have positive vibes because they are the people who are going to take the country or the world ahead. So what is their psychology towards work or job or getting a job?
See, they are obviously they are an impatient generation. They want things more today. There you can't give them. प्रॉब्लम क्या है, कंपनीज देती हैं कि 1 साल बाद आपकी अप्रेजल होगी, 1 साल बाद की ग्रोथ होगी. दिस जनरेशन वांट्स इंस्टेंट कि अभी क्या दे रहे हो, अभी क्या हो रहा है. सो फॉर देम देयर शुड बी अ डिफरेंट अप्रेजल सिस्टम. देयर हैज टू बी मोर इंस्टेंट अप्रेजल्स. They have to be they have to be treated in a different way. Secondly, they are disruptors, and their disruption has to be used positively. And thirdly, I think only thing that they require is patience. अगर उनकी patience बढ़ा दो and they think कि next 10 साल हमको काम पे लगाने हैं, बिल्कुल you have to work very hard and do गधा मजदूरी, whatever, they'll be very successful. Problem is they want instant this thing. होता क्या है कि जाना होता है गोवा, पहुंच जाते हैं मनाली, बिकॉज ये अब अच्छी लगी, चलो इसको लेट्स ओपन द नेक्स्ट डोर विच इज़ ईजियर. वो नहीं खुला, चलो कोई और खोल लेते हैं. सो दे नीड टू बी पेशेंट. एंड दे नीड टू हैव द परसवेरेंस टू हैंग ऑन टू अ जॉब और हैंग ऑन टू थिंग्स एंड डू दैट. एंड इफ दे डू दैट, they're going to be better than any of us.
Because they are skilled.
They're skilled and they are thinking very, they have a 360 degree thinking. Unlike us, हम एक तरीके से सोचेंगे, वो शायद चारों तरफ से सोच रहे हैं.
ये हमारे जेनजी के लिए बहुत अच्छा मैसेज है.
तो आई थिंक उनके जो थॉट प्रोसेस, उनको हमको यूज़ करना है. उनको हमको बताना है कि यार थिंग्स विल नॉट हैपन दैट इजीली, बट हैंग ऑन, थिंग्स विल हैपन.
Wonderful. So are the companies also looking at the this generation as a fruitful association to them?
डेफिनेटली. मतलब आई थिंक there is a lot of negative publicity about them, but I think we cannot do without them, and ultimately they're going to rule the future. So we need to just analyze them, because कोई किसी का भाई होगा, किसी का बच्चा होगा, किसी का बेटा होगा,
Correct,
किसी का जो,
correct.
तो हमने उनको डायरेक्शन दिखाना है. आई थिंक दे आर गोइंग टू बी अ फ्यूचर.
Classic.
एंड वी ऑलवेज से पॉलिटिक्स में यंगस्टर्स होने चाहिए, बट जब यंगस्टर्स आते हैं हमारे अपने बिजनेस में आते हैं तो हम कहते हैं अच्छे नहीं है. तो ये तो कोई तरीका नहीं है ना.
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल. So coming down to the last leg of our show today. So this is called log कहते हैं, and what people talk about. So they say that we have hunted it out कि sir, Udit Mittal sir is a flamboyant personality और बहुत जल्दी दोस्त बना लेते हैं. So खैर आपका काम भी कुछ ऐसा ही है. So how far is this true?
See, दोस्त मैं जल्दी बनाता हूँ, बट आई एम अ पर्सन who believes in relationships.
Wonderful.
Unless rubbed the wrong way. मैं दोस्ती भी अच्छी निभाता हूँ, दुश्मनी भी अच्छी निभाता हूँ, बट दोस्ती ज़्यादा अच्छी निभाता हूँ. एंड आई एम वेरी अवेलेबल टू फ्रेंड्स एंड पीपल. आई जनरली रिस्पेक्ट पीपल. आई रिस्पेक्ट ह्यूमन बींग्स. And I think, and I believe that at least for my team, I believe that the cake has to be bigger, rather than everyone should share the cake, rather than me eating it alone. So that's how I am, and I believe in a lot of friendships. I believe maintaining a relationship with people. And I wish all of them well. I don't see, if there's something doing well, I won't feel bad about it. I would rather wish them
So
well.
you were always a flamboyant personality?
No, I was never a flamboyant personality. In fact, I was a very shy personality when I started from school and this thing. But I think दिल्ली और इस काम ने
आपको
हमें वहाँ पहुँचा दिया है.
Wow, wonderful. That's great of you. So thank you so much for being with us today. We really had a wonderful show today, and there is lot of things that we have learned. हमें ये पता चला CV बनाना कैसे, CV selection कैसे होता है. Why, if you are losing out a job at 50, what should you do? This podcast is going to ensure that you have relevant information why and how you should take your job so seriously, because it is with Mr. Udit Mittal. Do not forget to like and share the channel. See you soon.